Yep, Kentucky taking on Iowa. 45 is an opening total. Not very much, but it is Iowa after all. Opening -1 for Iowa in this one. Of course, this is coming up on Saturday, guys, January 1st. All right, Teddy, Kentucky, Iowa. First one scores wins. What do you think?
It might be. We are seeing some over money at the current total of 44. Some of the leading indicator books telling me, at least right now, that if you like the over, I bet that now it could well go up. And in many ways, these two teams are mirror images of one another. You know, they're both very physical defensive squads who like to run the football. Neither team is great at chucking it downfield. I do think Kentucky has the better quarterback play overall compared to Iowa. Anyone's got better QB play than Iowa. That's why to a touchdown or less, 3 times their last 7 ball games. Anytime they faced a decent defense, this offense didn't work, and that certainly concerns me against the Wildcats. Kentucky's favored here for a reason. I could only lay it with the Wildcats, but again, it's not a game that I'm particularly excited about. And given Iowa's disastrous showing in the Big Ten championship game in comparison to Kentucky beating up 2 weaklings in Louisville down the stretch, you'd argue that there's line value with the Hawkeyes here. I don't think there'll be an easy out for Kentucky. Not a game I'm playing, Joe.
Yeah, it's an interesting game there, Trig. Certainly from an offensive standpoint, we know both teams can play defense. Which offense do you trust more here?
Well, I don't mind the over. Like it almost seems way too easy to look at these two teams and play under. So I could see some value to the over at the number, which kind of seems low. And both offenses are going to have about a month to prepare and figure out how to do something in this game. But from a side perspective, I've been betting against Iowa all season, so there would be no reason for me to stop now. I don't know if I want to lay points with Kentucky, but Kentucky certainly seems like the side I would want to be involved with more here. Teddy mentioned it. Levi's clearly the better quarterback, and when Iowa first started to get exposed earlier this year against Purdue, it was primarily because Purdue could throw the ball, and they had Bell, who was just able to win one-on-one matchups against basically anyone Iowa had to guard him, and that could be Wan'Dale Robinson here. And Kentucky can run the ball too. Chris Rodriguez Jr. is very good, and they run it they run it considerably well. So, the thing that concerns me a little bit with Kentucky, they will turn it over. Iowa's as good as anyone at converting converting turnovers and turning them into points. Kentucky's not necessarily a team I'm in love with, but I think if I had to get involved in this game, I'd do what I've been doing all season and fade the Iowa Hawkeyes.
All right, Dave, it's an interesting game here between these two. I just feel like maybe Kentucky's a better version of what Iowa is. What do you think we're going to see here?
No, I don't agree. I don't think it's an interesting game. I might not watch any of this. Iowa's the most boring team in the country. Okay, I can't stand watching Iowa football. And I'm sorry, Iowa fans, your team is boring. They never have a quarterback who can play. They run the ball, and they stop the run. Well, the problem is that Kentucky stops the run as well. So where's Iowa going to get their offense from? Kentucky also needs to run the ball, and they're not going to run the ball on Iowa. But at least they can throw it a little bit. In the information I have, I always say for what it's worth, but it's actually worth quite a bit. I'll give you a quick example. Kind of amused me yesterday when I saw a tweet fairly late in the afternoon about Tennessee being short a couple of players for their basketball game with Alabama. And it was from one of the beat writers, and he's saying, well, you got the information here first. And that was bullshit, because I had the information early in the morning and got Alabama out at -3, which was a better number. And one thing, I was lucky to win the game because Alabama didn't play well. But the information was spot on. Well, I do have good information in Kentucky, too. And you might see some surprises in their game plan here, which means they might try and open things up a little bit, have some fun. Iowa, I don't know if Iowa ever has fun. It's always just business. I guess I lean Kentucky. I don't want to lay the points. I missed a good number. If I'd have been smart, I'd have played it earlier and gotten a little something with Kentucky. But I probably will leave it alone at this number. But the Wildcats the only side I'd play.
All right, Wildcats almost for that Spencer Petras Heisman ticket, Teddy. All right, so we're going to move on here, guys.